Welcome to Groundswell.
This is a space for conversations at the edge of change, where patterns of culture and consciousness shape the world we're actually living in.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Sam.
You can find us at groundswellcommons.com to learn more about what we're building or join us in conversation on the podcast.
Let's get into the shift.
So what I saw was it was like, air signs, fire signs, earth signs. So the fire signs, it was like fire signs on the Aquarius full moon, and it was like 3 iced coffees and like just kind of like crazy energy sort of. And then the earth sign was like someone laying down and it was like trying to take in all these messages, and I was like, why is that actually us?
Literally went into absolute overload over the past few days. And then, literally, when the nodes shifted, like we talked about this earlier, but I woke up and I was like, I'm I need containment. I need to contain like the mass amount of information that is like coming through right now. Like, and I need to be able to like hold the depth of that. And like everything just like it shifted. I felt it. I felt different.
Yeah, me too, really. It felt, yeah, I feel so good, honestly. Like, I feel like it was like such a positive shift for me that I'm like, yes. Like, I'm literally aligning.
Well, and it is your south node and north node, the shift that we just moved into.
Yeah. And then I don't know if everyone's midhaven is like, what house is your midhaven in?
10th house.
Okay. My
Well,
midhaven
I
is
guess,
in
yeah,
my,
that's everybody's. That would be everybody's, right?
well, mine's in my ninth house because it's an Aquarius.
Well, like the midheaven is always at the top like this. So it would be like, yeah, ninth, 10th bridge.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely says Aquarius. So, like, it's just interesting that, like, it's the North Node, my North Node is conjunct with the my midhaven also. So it is like I'm aligning to my like soul's purpose and path.
And like the way you like present yourself in the world, the way like your vocation in the world and your like
Mm.
teachings to the world.
Yeah. So
Oh my
cool.
God. I love that. I feel like so much of what we're working with right now. So, like, we're going to talk a little bit about just like the overall skyscape and like what's going on up in the stars, like, kind of like all around. But I feel like the biggest message that we're like working with right now is, and especially with the full moon in Aquarius, that is today, tomorrow,
Today.
today is like owning what makes you
Today to
different.
what's tomorrow is the Jupiter Sun conjunct or conjoined or something. Like it's supposed to be the luckiest day of the year.
I
And
see.
so that's I think what you're getting confused with. Just because there's been like a lot of shifts and like honestly even like just the last couple days, which is wild.
Yes, I see what you're saying because I'm like looking at Luna right now and the degrees are lining up between the
Mhm.
sun and Jupiter. So that's like what has been coming up around putting like Jupiter water out to
Yeah.
like harvest that energy, that expansion energy.
Okay, yeah, I need to remember that that's going on my list of stuff to buy tomorrow. Because I want to buy
Yeah.
like maybe like a few glass like spring water bottles like from the store like it said like to be able to keep them for a long period of time was like that's so smart.
Yes. I can't find my eclipse water. I was just looking for it up in the cabinet and I have no idea where it is.
Weird. Something I saw was like that symptoms or like clues of that you've shifted timelines is that sometimes things go missing.
Totally. As it feels a bit well, like what is that word? Because I kind of feel like it was coming up even the way I was imagining Kyle, like kind of being in all of these places where people keep finding him. Like what is that? Is there a word for that?
Well, it's kind of like it's quantum. It's like quantum mechanics because quantum
Mm,
mechanics is the concept that like any particle can be anywhere at any time. It's your attention to it that brings it into that like moment. So like, but it's also, doesn't it feel very Gemini to be kind of like zoom, 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 zoom? I don't know.
totally. And like the other
It,
thing that we had talked about a while ago is like changelings. Do you
oh
remember when we
yeah,
were talking about that? Which those are generally like more, is evil the right word? Or
yeah.
malignant? Or
But like we have to
malicious?
remember that there is like always equal opposite. So like all these energies do exist, which I think is like important. That's why it's important to not bypass all of it. It's like no, you have to give attention to all the things. The changelings, those are scary. Like
Yeah.
I would not want to see. I know there's like a movie. I have like no interest in seeing even like the preview to the movie. I'm like that shit freaks me out actually.
Yeah, it's fucking eerie. I feel like the equal opposite that's coming up for me related to the shift and the activation with Aquarius is, well, okay, for one, Aquarius is like the energy of the future, right?
Mm.
And
And the
so,
North Node likes to be home in Aquarius.
oh,
It like that's like
yeah.
that is like its home. Like everything has like a place where it likes to be, and like the North Node enjoys being in Aquarius because it's like similar energy. It's like where we are headed, like in the future.
I love that. Yeah. And so like what I'm feeling into is this idea of like, okay, so if our like North Star right now, if our North Node, our journey forward is like the future, the equal opposite energy would be people who were like really clinging to the past. And so that is kind of like the equal opposite force that we're going to be dealing heavily with right now is people who are like holding their motherfucking line in the past.
Yes, yes. I totally agree. It's like this is the split. This is like we're not
Mm,
like the world's not breaking in two, but it is kind of breaking in two. Like it's just going to become very apparent of who you can handle, whose energy you can tolerate to be around and who you can't. And it's like really we have people that are moving forward because they're doing the work. They have an awareness about it or they've dug their feet into the ground.
yes. Yes. So
It's
much.
yeah, it's crazy. And then it's like those people will be like left behind in a sense, which is like kind of interesting because I feel like that's like a phrase that's often kind of like used around AI,
Mm,
where a lot of people are like, to sell it, they're like anyone who's not using it, they're getting left behind. And I'm like, that's an interesting idea also. And it's like I believe that in like a more spiritual sense. Because it's like AI is just, it's a tool. Like the way that we're villainizing a tool instead of like the people in charge is like actually kind of wild.
yeah, it's a human made resource. Like it was literally, it's made by our consciousness. Like it's made from us. It didn't come
AI
from
is actually
nowhere.
so Aquarius.
Words from my mouth. It is the future. It literally is Aquarian. And so like I do think that like there okay, so I think what is also being like really illuminated right now, and we were talking about this recently, but like is the conversation around like ethics and morals and values. So like this idea of like right or wrong according to who is like obsolete now, right? So like we really have
Yes.
to drop into again like owning what makes you different, because the information that we're getting from this like future energy is going to set you apart from what mainstream feels right now, like, and you don't want to really be accepted in mainstream. Like mainstream is curated.
Yes, absolutely. I love all of this. It's like so exciting because I'm just like I feel it so hard, but it's also like it's interesting to think about it because it really is, we're starting to see and we're all embodying what it looks like to be authentic. And to be authentic is not a performance that you need to be prepared for. It's what it looks like to show up and know in any situation who you are and how you show up in those
Yes.
spaces, right? Like, I mean, that's like
Yes.
how we've talked about it for like the podcast. I mean, literally being here now, like, and just, yeah, it's so beautiful.
The other thing that
Um,
was coming up with Leo as well was this idea of like, so like kind of a shadow function of of Leo is like the ego of thinking you're like quote unquote special. And so, like, what I'm tapping into is like everyone has these capacities. You just have to like work them out a little bit. Like, we're all multidimensional, interdimensional being. It just depends how influenced you are by like the filters of society, of culture. Like, what are the films that you're putting on that are potentially actually preventing you from like accessing these like deeper, let's say, futuristic wavelengths?
and it's like it makes so much sense because like Aquarius is like they're ahead and they're like a bit of a loner because they're ahead of the crowd. And so like if we
Yeah.
think about us all shifting towards like being more like that or heading to the future, I'd shown you like an Instagram post that was talking about that the North Node in Aquarius is for the outcasts, the
Yeah.
trendsetters, the loners, the rejects, the alts, the emos, the freaks, the geniuses, the innovators, the geeks, the technicians, the musicians, the engineers, the producers, the vloggers, and then like and the IT girls. And it's
Oh.
like the North Node in Aquarius is where the kids who were always picked last and overlooked go viral and become leaders. So it's like those of us who have felt like we're like outside of the norm for so long and like that's been like maybe a difficult situation. It's like now the tides are fucking turning. And everyone's remembering that we're the ones that actually fucking know what's going on. And it says, and the kids that were popular, well, they get in where they fit in. So it's like
Well, and
they're the ones that'll have to fit in. Yeah.
yeah, yes. Well, and Leo is like what I'm visualizing right now is this like light tunnel. So like Leo being the south
Mm.
node, it's literally giving that like light tunnel the to Aquarius. It's like literally
Mm.
illuminating that energy so hard.
Yes. And like I saw something saying that the South Node likes to be like in Leo also. So it's like another place that it's like comfortable, which is like it feels good.
Interesting. So we're going to be like looking around and everyone's going to be walking a little bit taller, maybe. If you're like, you know, moving with your change, if you're like experiencing your growth edges and really
And
recognizing
it's
that like the energy is shifting.
I think it's going to like what I'm getting right now is that it's going to become easier for us to spot our people because it
Hmm.
always has been an energetic thing. And so like you cannot tell a lot of things just based on the fucking 3D. We know that. But now that we're all like more attuned and we're going to be able to spot people that are more attuned more clearly, I feel.
Totally. And like Aquarius is not 3D, like, period. So if our north node has shifted, we're the constructs of 3D are expanding with Jupiter
Mhm.
and Leo. Like, we're actually not really even in 3D anymore. Some people might be, but like that's actually
Well,
really
that's
not what we're in anymore.
is that more showing what the split is too? Like there's a split of like
Mm,
consciousness. So there's like some people that are existing in this space of 5D love, being able
mhm.
to see things for what they are and operate in that space. And then the split being the other people being stuck in the 3D. So it is kind of like a new earth because like we're seeing it through like new eyes.
Totally. And I feel like there are also like so many other movements to talk about. Like the big one that I think we've already talked about this once, but like to mention it again and to bring it into awareness again is Chiron. Hi, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. He's
Okay.
like, I'm here for the future. Is
He's like,
Chiron in
hey,
Taurus. And
yes.
so the energy of Chiron in Taurus is healing wounds around worth and security.
Mm, yeah, which our like generation needs so bad right now because of all the Capricorn stelliums.
Yes. Well, that's the other thing too, is remembering like a lot of what we're talking about is generational shift.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
not only are we talking about the energy that like we're experiencing as a generation, but this is also the energy that people being born right now are coming into. And so when we think about
yes.
the way that we're serving these next generations, like the actions that we make today have a residual impact, I mean forever, but really definitely for 7 generations beyond. And so like the generations that are being born today, we are still going to be in their fields when we're old crones, and they're going to be literally like again like fighting for the future, like changing the world. And so by knowing that now, we can actually support the future growth like of the universe, of the world.
Yes. That's a beautiful like Aquarius North Node thought, I feel. So like
Yeah.
planning for the future. Oh, like when remember when we were at Kyle's graduation party and we were talking to Cassandra and she said that she always like is thinking about planning for the future, and then Rachel is like, are you an Aquarius? It's like, yeah, it's so future minded. It's like, where are we going, you know?
Yeah. And like, who's going to be impacted by our decisions now? Like, actually, really thinking about how, like, our individual actions do have a footprint. Oh my God. Weren't we just talking about footprints earlier? You were saying something, I feel like, about like one foot in front of the other, or like our footprints or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking to you about like one of the grounding techniques for like remembering I'm in my body is to feel your footsteps.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so cute. Yeah.
Oh my God. I love a good image like that, you know? And like, I don't know, it's been very much like we've talked about a few times before, like the one foot in front of the other. Or
Hmm.
just like or stepping and then knowing that the next step will come when you take the next step. You know, it's like the trust and everything
Yes.
too.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so we've got our north nodes. We're working with a lot of energies right now. Like it's to our benefit to be more understanding of what our natal charts are, our designs are. So like what is our Aquarian design? What is our Leo design? What is our Taurus design? Um the other big one is obviously Gemini. We love Gemini because we're Geminis. Geminis are also like communicators of the future, basically, like revolutionizing thought, communication, and connection. And that's happening with Uranus. Like, Uranus is like a lightning bolt. Like, people are finally speaking and speaking things and using their Leo energies to like not find. Do you think, well, okay, what I'm getting is like shame. Do you feel like the idea of shame is even transmuting? Like that we're being more unabashed?
I definitely feel like we're being liberated from like the victim narrative.
Mm,
We're and like the I think it's like the Saturn in retrograde is like the letting go of like the old wiring. So like stuff that hurt us that we used to really like hold on to and felt like defined us. And like we were talking about this today with like that's like almost seems to be what's happening with my like because my third house is Leo and that's where Jupiter is for me and I'm getting like a voice activation but I'm also like healing a lot of stuff and so yeah, so I wonder if it's like waking that up almost.
Yeah, and I'm feeling into like again like child energy. It's kind of connecting to what you were sharing with me about that clip of Michael Jackson.
It's a
Damn.
good clip, right? Like it's so
Found it again.
I mean, we love him. He had a real message and that people are trying to hide it, and to realize that that's the message they're trying to hide, like the fact that like yeah, we should be like looking to our children to teach us like what we need. And they're also everyone's being taught out, like everyone's being robbed from a childhood.
Literally, we can't be tampering our fucking children. It's not working. The generation that is being born now is like, they are revolutionaries. So, like, we
Yeah.
need to give them the space to be able to, like, help change the fucking world. And, like, someone, I was talking to someone earlier and they had done, like, a past life regression, and one of the messages that they had gotten was to like really like sit in their imagination. And she was explaining that it like really freaked her out because she didn't know if she was like doing it right. And I kind of offered, I was like, your imagination is like infinite consciousness. There is nothing right about it. It's yours. And that's the point. We're like literally, again, like owning what makes us different, owning what makes us unique. What is our gift to this world?
Yes. And I feel like that also, Kyle, sorry, just like bit my hand, sir. Um, yes. Oh, I also feel like that feeds into the asking questions and being curious. It's like we have purposely been like taught out of these aspects of ourselves that we like are finding our way back to right now.
Well, and isn't the interesting thing about AI is that like AI only works when you are engaging with inquiry. You have to ask questions. And so again,
Yeah.
like the narrative of whatever the alternate narrative is about AI, it's like again, it's like actually disempowering you. You can use this resource to ask questions, which again, people are telling you not to ask questions because it's power control, it's mind control. Don't let them
Well,
control your fucking mind.
and then it's kind of it just it's coming back to, and like I wonder too if this is like intentionally part of the narrative, but I mean it is because it's gatekeeping, but like the concept that AI is like stealing everything when like actually access like no one owns information, and like the concept that edge like information or things that you learn in school is capital was taught to you by a capitalist system, like giving everyone access to all information like doesn't make sense anymore. And like I even saw a TikTok that was talking about how like the way that academia needs to shift from like the publish or perish narrative. Like why is that the only thing that we're like defending as like part of academia when like a big part of it should be just like having positive relationships with the people that you, or being able to collaborate with people, or like this should be the environment that we're trying to bring into academia, and not like yeah, this concept that you need to like to publish something, which again comes from just this like this hierarchical idea that you can like own information. Like of course you can have your own perspective, sure, but like the concept that we're like trying to not give AI all the information so that we can keep it somewhere doesn't make any sense to me. Like do people hear themselves?
Oh, well, and what came up for me while you were speaking was um, that I read that like there are some universities, I think it was specifically like the University of Arizona or something, that is developing like a content creation program. And so I shared that
Okay.
with you the other day, and we're like having a laugh about it because like again, here is something that culture designed. It wasn't through academia that content creation became what it is today. And yet, here are universities trying to basically stay relevant. like find a way to take your hundreds of thousands of dollars to tell you how to create content when literally like you are the content maker. You don't need anyone to be like a way shower. And I do think that like having mirrors, and I do think having like guidance and like people who have like walked the paths before us do kind of make the path more accessible. But like this idea that you have to pay to go to university to learn how to be a content creator blows my mind. That's
No, it's
crazy.
well, and then it kind of just illuminates the way that academia is such a cash grab. Like
Mm-hmm.
they are charging so much money for this stuff, like when in reality, like you can be learning it on your own. And it's like, again, it's like the hierarchy of information where it's like, oh, well, you've paid for this like specific degree and now like you're listened to or qualified for this. And like, I don't know, it's an interesting conversation because I think like we've talked about this before, like the whole, well, I guess maybe like, I don't know, the certificates,
Yeah.
how we're kind of like, it's made up. And like also I do kind of agree that like that is like what academia is giving for me too, is that it's just like a little bit made up. But like obviously you are learning through doing these things. So it's not like I'm advocating that like people should have like no preparation or experience. Like that's not like I'm not like, oh, automatically it's this, but it's just I don't know, how do we reimagine that concept or like and I guess it kind of falls back to the whole like the future is networking. So it's like it's important to be authentic so you can make authentic relationships and connections with people and then that's who you work with. That's who, and then that's I mean that's essentially mutual aid, right? Is to like
Mm.
be like providing and creating your own economy of like money and work and yeah.
I feel like the Aries energy is also coming up a lot for me right now, especially with Neptune in Aries. So we're like literally reimagining our individuality.
Ooh. Yeah. Cool.
Like, yeah, it's so beautiful. And like, yes, like all valid things, right? Like, you don't want to go to a hospital and have medical intervention by someone who said, I don't believe in education. Education is different than like these like kind of made up certificate programs. It's almost giving
Yes.
like what is it called? Multi-level marketing. Like you get certified
Yes.
through me and then you can become a coach and create your own program to certify people through I whatever. Like I don't even know what we're certifying for. What the heck?
What's going on? Well, and I know that there is, I think that they outlawed like for profit medical colleges for this reason, but I know that they still obviously exist. So it's just kind of like, like you can get a degree, sure, but like what is it really saying? Like, unless you know someone or know someone who knows someone, you network, like I don't know. I'm like, how do we determine like with so much misinformation and the ability to just kind of say whatever? Like, I think that that was like something that kind of confused me when I was like applying for jobs or just like in life in general, where it's just like, oh, people will really just say fucking anything. They'll just write it on their CV.
Yeah, truly. And like, what's the end goal, right? Or like, what are we contributing to? Is like, so to make all these programs, to do all these certifications, like you were just saying, like, it feels like a money grab, right? Are we actually like encouraging outcomes? Are we actually like encouraging like transformation and change and community impact and, individual like just growth? Like what actually is the goal here? It just feels like it's all like money grab a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean it's just like it's the same thing where it's not all or none. Like of course people have real learning experiences in college. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a program right now and I am learning a lot of things like that is happening. But yeah, why is it costing so much money? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like just so made up. It's like thousands of
It's so
dollars
big.
for this certification program, thousands of dollars for this certification program. Like, for what? I don't understand. I'm also feeling into like energy vampires a little bit. Just like shining brightly, like what emboldens you to
Mm,
shine brightly, and then how people like really need that energy, and whether or not they're contributing to the brightness or if they're trying to like siphon the brightness. And it can show up in various forms, right? It can look like somebody back coming out of the fucking woodwork after being who knows where for the last few years and being like, "Hi honey, miss you, let's go grab a bite to eat." Like, what? You've been gonzo for like years. What are we even talking about? I'm not who you last knew.
literally. It's yeah, it is interesting and I think that that is like what's becoming so much clearer is that like vampires are indeed among us and like when we're not careful with our energy and like I feel this so hard because I am somebody who shines like so bright and I had like no containment for years, for the majority of my life, truly. Up until like honestly only the last couple of years have I gotten more containment over my body and my energy and have been like more selective about who I'm allowing in that energy and like learning those things. But like yeah, there's people that are attracted to that and they will try to pull you down. That's why you have to have like such strong guards up. Yeah.
Yeah, and like just again, like feeling into what is reciprocal, like really moving into
Mm,
these like networks, these ecosystems that are really like fueling like a reciprocal future.
yes. Reciprocal. Yeah. That's like yeah, it just feels good to be like, hey, like we're gonna exchange energy actually. I'm not just like showing up for you. And it is interesting
Yes,
that like when you change that in yourself, you see who stays around and who doesn't, right? Like I'm like,
totally.
actually I'm not getting like this energy is not actually being returned to me in any way, and so now I can no longer engage.
Yeah, and it's like not always tit for tat, right? Like it is kind of like
Mm,
fluid and it moves, and it may be supportive like this direction in one like time and place, and then the pendulum will swing again. So like the self trust of it I think is important, and like not like tit for tatting it, but like really just like recognizing, is this reciprocal? It's like, if you're going to buy like your friend a coffee, they don't need to necessarily be like, "I'm going to Venmo you $5," or like immediately like the next time you see them like get a coffee or whatever. Like it all flushes out if the energy in general is reciprocal. It's like cooking for one another, right? Like I think feeding one another is like one of the greatest forms of love. Like being fed is like abundance.
and like the idea that reciprocal is like all forms of energy, and like you said, not tit for tat. It's not necessarily buying something and then buying something. It's like okay, yeah, like it could be food, it can be energy. I mean, like one thing that I'm really grateful for, like when working with you, is the fact that you will like very seriously consider, like, if I have like a question about my personal work, you will very seriously engage with it. Like, you'll be very present to like what that is and give me like very real and honest feedback that like that takes a lot of like presence and energy, and that's an energy exchange too. And then like I remember when we first, like I think we've talked about this before, but when we first started hanging out, like we would kind of be like we would sort of like go back and forth with readings because we both had been like
Mm.
in a place where people kind of like took advantage of the fact that we had spiritual gifts and did readings. And so we would both do them for free all the time. And so it's like, yeah, I think it's just the reciprocal can be an energetic one too. Like money is just like one form of energy.
Well, and building each other up is again kind of this Aquarian energy, right? Like it is the way of the future. Like if you support your fellow, it supports you.
Yes. Yeah. We're in
Period.
this together, you guys.
Yes.
Well,
Like,
and then and like we're seeing too the ways that like like the establishment, the industries have structured our perception of like who's our friend, and we've been pitted against each other. Like that is the reality. Like that has been
yeah.
actively done to us. Yeah. So I think just like coming into that again and remembering that we're like, yeah, we are all in it together.
We're all worthy. We all are something magical and unique and have something to offer. And like, yeah, just like really being aware that like things are shapeshifting. Like it might feel tectonic because like it's, we're breaking up fucking Pangea again.
Yeah. And you're allowed to dream.
Yeah, please dream.
Use your imagination and yeah, as much as possible because I mean, like we've talked about, it's like it's all real.
Yes.
Your dreams are real. Your imagination is real. Your thoughts are real. Thoughts are things. Like
There's night dreams, there's daydreams. It's all your consciousness. It is
it's our
yours.
it's the energy field. Whether you're
Yes.
perceiving it as you are awake or you're perceiving it in a dream, like yeah, I feel so good about that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Release the need to have everything figured out. Trust your inherent worth and share your gifts without performing for approval. Stay curious, communicate courageously, welcome unconventional connections, and ask how your unique light can contribute to something larger than yourself.
Beautiful. If this resonated, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, comment, or share it with someone in your world.
You can find everything we're building at groundswellcommons.com, including ways to engage and connect with us.
You can also work with me, Chloe, at chloehodson.org.
And me, Sam, at futureancestorsproject.org.
Thanks for being part of the shift.